Oh, I just realized I had my mic muted. Hello and welcome. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started with today's video. And as always, we're going to start off with our safety brief, our motorcycle safety brief. Go over, safety tips and ways to avoid certain situations. And I had intended to have some motorcycle news pulled up, but I completely forgot about it. So we'll have to save that for tomorrow. So let's get into today's video. Starting off with what is this? Insane motorcycle crash that would leave you speechless from MotoStars. Alright, going around fast around turns. I'm going to assume that that's kilometers an hour because that being miles per hour is just way too crazy. And yeah, so you got three guys ahead, one guy completely over the line. And we all know that's not good and definitely not riding safely. They're doing what appears to me to be trail braking, which is braking going into a turn so that way they can brake while they're turning. That while that's more stable than braking while you're already in the middle of a turn, it still seems to me like you increase your risk of low siding. And also, when you're riding this close to each other, somebody is going to have to go to the outside, especially if this guy is as close to the line as he is. So that is going to be that problem there with this guy being over the line and almost ended up being a hood ornament. We got a clanker. Goodbye, clanker. Alright, like I said, moving on with today's video. Oh, okay. I missed it because I was dealing with the clanker. Alright, so it seems here like he's leaning way too hard here. And he's gonna hit those bumps in the middle, and he's barely gonna miss his friend, and he's gonna end up way in the dirt. Oh, holy smokes! I wish I could remember what the commands were, because this is crazy. Oh, he got some serious air on that one. Alright, yeah. Oh, the bike almost landed on top of him as he rolled down the hill. At least he went up the side of the hill and not down this side, because this looks like it would end up being super dangerous. Okay. Alright, so at this point, we already know that we should be slowing down for to go around our friend first, but then also we need to stop and uh, I'm brain farting here. Block off the road for traffic so that way he doesn't get also run over by a car on top of it. Nice swerve to get out of the way there. Oh, we're gonna get a better angle. All right, so there's the guy that went outside. You're gonna cut back inside. And whoa, that is a crazy view. So this is a crazy view. And from what I could tell, the guy that was in the lead, that we got that interesting camera angle from, he never stopped from what I could tell, which makes him a bad friend. But then again, it's just a clip, so who knows? Um, but yeah, you should always um, stop for people on the side of the road, and especially people you're riding with. You should be making sure that everybody is safe, or at least makes it home alive. All right. Let's see what we got here on the highway. Lane splitting. So this is probably California. Oh, and he hit a bump and he got the deathly wobbles. He got them bad too. Holy smokes. Those wobbles would scare the crap out of me. And that's why steering dampers are really popular on street bikes like that, because it's supposed to help with the loss of, or not the loss of steering necessarily, but that is part of it. But it also helps eliminate those death wobbles. But after that, I would be pulling off to the side of the road to collect myself and check my pants as well. Alright, let's see. We're on the side of the road here for this one. Looks like we're riding in a group. I don't particularly like group rides. Personally, I've been in a couple of them, and there's always that one guy that wants to do dumb stuff all the time and gets the entire group in trouble. Uh, I did have it's unrelated to the whole group ride thing, but I did have a interesting experience today. I did almost get sandwiched again on my way home from work by yet another SUV not paying attention. And while I am not defending this person's inability to drive, the highway that we have to take does ride off into the sunset. So one could argue that the sun was in their eyes, but I'm pretty sure they would have done that regardless of whether the sun was in their eyes or not. But anyway, back to this group ride clip. And I see that nobody is wearing any serious gear other than this guy here in the background. Everybody else just looks to be like helmet and gloves crew, which is the bare minimum to stay alive, and that's about it. Oh, jeez. Wait, did he kick that dude over? I want to see that again. Did he kick the dude over, or was he just trying to help him like stabilize so he could take off up a hill? Because this looks to be uphill. Okay, so he didn't push him over, but he was trying to keep him from rolling backwards, because I don't think this dude is... He might be a new rider, which that is fairly common with new riders. They'd have a hard time getting started uphill, especially with motorcycles being manual transmissions, and manual transmissions are inherently more difficult to get started when going up a hill. Alright. I'm going to call this target fixation. Probably was just staring at this mountain or this hill, because he definitely made no efforts to turn or swerve. He just like rode off right into it and right into the ditch. Probably looking at the ditch, thinking I got to avoid this ditch, and then ended up exactly not avoiding the ditch. All right, stoplight. Probably uphill by the fact that he keeps rolling downhill. And he killed it. There we go. Oh, there we go. Gave it too much wheelie and off into the dirt. Oh, and he hit the sign. I was really hoping he wouldn't hit the sign. In his defense, I mentioned this before. I did own a bike that was very similar to this. It was probably the lower version. This looks to be like an MT-09 or an MT-10. I had an MT-07, and they are very, very wheelie happy. And that looks to be exactly what happened, because I've had that happen a couple of times where you just want to get going and you accidentally give it just a hair too much throttle from a dead stop, and you end up with your front tire 6 inches in the air. It happens. And it's scary the first couple of times it happens to you. And I do have that same mount, phone mount, on my motorcycle that I currently own, but it didn't look like it did his bike a whole lot of good, probably because he hit it against the sign. I've never had any issues with mine personally. And I apologize. I thought it was a dude. That is definitely not a dude. Alright, what are we getting into here? Really fast, backwoods, or not backwoods. Okay, let's back up. Alright, so you got all of these, I think they're houses, but all the driveways seemed empty. Then you're coming up on an intersection, and you always got to be aware to check to see if there's a car that is coming up through that intersection. And if there is, you got to make sure that they're not going to try and pull out in front of you, because inevitably they will. And it looks like this is to be the case here. And this is about where this person also noticed that the bike was pulling out in front of him. And I would be on the brakes, off the clutch, just let the motor die, honestly, because you're wasting energy just pulling on that clutch and trying to shift into neutral. Just leave it in gear, keep your hand off the clutch lever, and just let the motorcycle die, because that will help slow you down. That's what I would do, because you definitely can't swerve around this. Not with these hard high curbs over here and over here to separate the two lanes from each other. And you can't swerve because you'll end up in the wooded area here, or you'll end up being T-boned if you try to go around this way. So your safest bet is to just back off the speed and on the brakes and off the clutch entirely and let the engine die. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Lucky. I did not see that happening. They made it through unscathed. That is surprising, and lucky them. Alright. This is another situation of check your pants. Okay, why would you go back and engage with this person? Nothing happened. You weren't hit. It was scary as crap. Like, I definitely would have pooed myself, to be sure. Especially with it being that close. But honestly, don't engage after the fact. There's no need. I mean, unless they did clip you and we didn't catch it, which is entirely possible. See, and this is what happened right here. This is what happened to me today. Moving along, slow traffic, still coming over even though you're directly beside the passenger window, and they are clearly not checking their windows or mirrors. And I didn't get bumped like this person clearly did. But this would have had me pissed off. Alright, I want to hear this conversation. So we're out of my way.
Yes, I know, but I was in that lane. You can't just push me out of my lane. I have a video camera.
Alright, that seemed to be more people versus accountability. They can't take any. Because he had to say, I've got a video camera, before she even made any real noise. Alright, but I couldn't really make out any of it other than bits and pieces, where he said that you forced me out of my lane, and I've got a video camera. Beyond that, I didn't see anything else. So let's move on. Riding at night, acting like hooligans, every one of them. Acting like hooligans, no gear. This guy, wheelie. This guy, burnout, wheelie, wheelie. This person looks like they're about to do a wheelie. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Oh, and burnout guy lost control and laid down his bike. Sparks, fire. Wheelie guy ran over burnout guy, and he also went down. That was pretty wild. I wish, for the sake of being able to, and that's a lot of bikes too. That's a lot of headlights in general, but that was a lot of bikes. All right, so we got a terrible back road, poorly maintained. I'm half expecting a sheep to jump out of nowhere. I'm guessing that road was pretty slick, or at least wet. Oh, yep. Europe, probably Britain. That road is definitely wet from rain. For sure. Alright. Oh, yeah. See, in there again, you got to be aware of intersections, because you never know who's going to not pay attention to everything around them and just ignore the roads as they pass through. And we didn't really even see it, but I don't think this person even stopped. But let's start over and find out. So yeah, they might have been stopped, and that van might have blocked their view for a few seconds, because if they were far enough back, they wouldn't obviously have been able to see through the building. But if they had waited 10 more seconds, if that, not even 10 seconds, like 2 or 3, they would have seen the motorcycle and the car instead of just pulling through like that. And good on them for swerving. I would have swerved too, but I would have been with the as low as this curb is, and the kind of motorcycle this appears to be, which is an ADV bike, which means they can kind of go off-road, sort of. It could easily jump this 2-inch curb and run into these pedestrians if this rider lost control of their motorcycle. Yep, give your hand gesture and just move on now that everybody's out of danger. Don't engage beyond that. There again, not paying attention to intersections. I have a feeling that today is going to be full of people not paying attention to intersections. We do have a few videos to get through, but we'll see where we end up. Ooh! Oh, clipped it just barely. And got ran... Our wheels got ran over by a car after we got clipped by a car. Busted up knee. Improper gear. Not that may or may not have saved their knee if they had proper gear, to be honest. Alright, looks like we're a dirt bike on the road. No idea if the dirt bike is even legalized and was not doing their turns properly. This is totally on the dirt biker. If he'd have gotten hit, it would have been his fault. He has no room or right to get mad at the van, because the van was on his side of the road. It was the dirt bike that was on the wrong side of the road. So this one is the fault of the dirt bikist. And I can't tell if in this clip, if this bike in front of the camera is coming at us or going the same direction at us as us. All right, so looks like we're in a group through the woods. Nice fall day, looks like, because there are no leaves on the trees, and Target fixation. This happened to me on my first motorcycle too. I jumped a curb. Luckily, I didn't lay it down, but I did jump a curb and it bent a wheel a little and it twisted the handlebars up a little bit. So a motorcycle incident is always going to happen to you. It's not a matter of if, it's always a matter of when. And knock on wood, I've only had a couple of target fixation issues thus far. I've had a couple of close calls from people coming into my lane, but as far as things that were my fault, just a couple of target fixation issues. He didn't manage to jump the curb. Jumping the curb might have saved him from falling, but it also depends on how far he went and whether or not he ended up going down a hill. At least he was wearing proper gear. I could tell from the jeans that they were wearing proper pants and a jacket, gloves, and a helmet. So they were fully geared up from what I could see, except for maybe the shoes. But even the shoes, they kind of look like my Dainese stealth shoes. Alright, here we go. Under a bridge. Mirrors not in use in any kind of meaningful way. Alright, going around a truck. Good. Alright, something tells me... Oh, he's gonna get squashed. Oh no. Oh no. Dude, stop. Stop. No. No. Oh, I would be so mad. And in front of a cop, too. Oh, watch him not have any insurance at all. Because this is probably California. And they don't have insurance in California. At the end, he let him go. No reports were made, and he felt bad. He felt bad for the guy that hit him. Why would you ever feel bad for a person that hit you? Why? The bike was leaking gas, and the rim was dented. Dude, you never let the person go when they hit you. Ever. Never, ever, never. And you always file a report. Anybody that's watching this, whether that's live now or I may post it on YouTube as a separate thing, if you do not make reports, it's shame on you. Always file some kind of a police report, a report with the insurance, always. That's just good advice in general for any vehicle, because you never know what the extent of the damage is going to be at the time. And especially if you have a convenient cop right there, file a report if they'll let you. And also call their insurance company, because you never know. It might take a day, but you might end up with some medical stuff after the fact. My mom, she was in a car accident and she didn't actually start feeling the effects of it until a day or two later. But because she had already filed a report with that person's insurance, she was able to just say, hey, I started feeling this and I haven't done anything but like wake up in the morning. She was able to get all of her medical bills covered from that as well. So always file a report. Do not ever let the person off with nothing because you felt bad for them. And motorcycles, I mean, yeah, they're cheap in comparison to other cars, but they're not, like, the upkeep on them is just as expensive as a car. An oil change on a motorcycle costs, oddly, as the same as a oil change on a car. Tires are just as expensive. if not more so. On my old MT-07, the radiator found a rock, and the radiator for a motorcycle is just as expensive as a radiator for a car. It's about $300. So while you're saving money up front, the maintenance cost is just as expensive, if not more so, because depending on the car versus motorcycle, you may be getting more oil changes, especially if you ride a lot like I do. Alright, I'm going to say that in this clip we are speeding way too fast around corners in a low speed area. Oh yeah, this is a residential area, and he was going way too fast. They were going way too fast. They had proper gear though, so at least there's that. That was totally on the motorcyclist for that. Alright. So that person was the architect of their own damage. Alright, so here we are riding at night. Remember, when you're riding at night, do not drive faster than your headlights. And for those of you that don't know, riding faster than your headlights is going way too fast at night, and you're not able to react in time to what you see in your headlights. Like, for example, you see here, it looks like they're going 94. Given that this isn't America, I'm going to say this is kilometers an hour. But it could also be miles per hour. I'm not sure. I'm just erring on the side of what's common outside of America, which is kilometers. Which is still, I think that's still roughly about 70 miles an hour. Which looks like way too fast for the area and way too fast for at night in this area. Like, see right there, you've got a car that's applying their brakes, and depending on what's ahead, they may move over into our lane and cut us off because we're going way too fast. And you can see here at the bottom of the screen going 112, which is way too fast, regardless of whether that's kilometers or miles per hour. Excuse me. Alright. So we got this car here that may end up in our lane. Let's see what happens. Death wobbles. And fire. Sparking up a storm. But what caused the death wobbles? Oh, okay, so it looks like a slight elevation, like a little hill, like a mini hill. They went up and then back down again. Now they're going downhill, and their front tire might have lost traction or lost complete contact with the road. And that caused the death wobbles when they came back down and the ensuing flames and sparks. Alright, other bikers. Oh yeah, gotta make sure the phone's okay. You know, don't worry about the fact that your bike could be leaking things all over the road and causing damage or causing a hazard for other people. Alright, riding at night. Wheelies at night on an MT bike, which is, I hate to admit it, but that's kind of what they're for. Like, they are torque motorcycles, and I would almost say that they're designed for doing shenanigans. Alright, so it looks like they lost their balance and went down. Which wouldn't have happened necessarily if you'd have just kept both your wheels on the ground like a normal person instead of acting like a hooligan on a public road. Alright. Highways, probably California, because it's always California. Oh no, that might be actually New York. Um, but yeah, you know, people always not paying attention. Um, the only thing you can really do here, swerve and slow down. There's not really a whole lot to say on this one. I mean, it's pretty standard. I mean, although that person did cut across a whole lot of lanes to get to this point. Yeah, just let it go. Nobody got hurt. Get out of danger. Give them the finger, and or you know, do your hand gestures and go about your business. Again at night, I'm gonna guess that this person is not paying attention, and they're just gonna turn because they have to have their fast food. I'm assuming there's fast food in there. It's the only thing I can think of that makes people drive like that. But I always wondered, how do people always see the car with only one headlight, but they never see the motorcycle? You see, like, how does that happen? Like, that's such a strange phenomenon to me. How do you see a whole car that only has one headlight, and you manage to recognize that headlight, but you never pay attention to the fact that there might be other vehicles out there with one headlight, and you just ignore it completely? Because I guarantee you, if this person had been a car and not a motorcycle, that person would not have made that turn. I don't know what it is. Depending on if this guy made contact, we may be having a discussion because that's a hit. But if there was no hit, I may have lifted my visor, made a shout, gave him a hand gesture, and gone about my business. But if there was actual contact, then yes, absolutely, pull into the thing, have your shout, make reports. Alright, back in Europe. Is it just me, or do these, like, all these headlights look like purple or pink? Like, is this like a filter? This is wild and weird. Alright, to be fair, I don't want to defend the car, but this person on this motorcycle did just kind of swerve over real fast and cut in front of this other car, and did not really give this SUV time to process that lane change. So, and I know I'm armchairing here or backseating this motorcyclist here, but I would say this is equal blame, but it initiates with the motorcycle because of how quick they were making their lane changes and how fast they were going. And I swear, all the lights in this video do look pink. Okay, this always scares me, where it's a two-lane road like this, and passing is obviously okay, as given by the dotted lines here. But it always scares me because you always have the one car that tries to cut off the truck at the last minute, and it always makes me think that they're going to run square, flat face in front of me, or run right into my face, rather. So this always scares me. And in this situation, you really can't go onto the shoulder because it's gravel. If you go onto gravel on a motorcycle at any kind of speed, you're going to end up falling off. Oh, two people passing. That's great. Oh, excuse me for the coughs. Alright. So this says truck driver tried to hit biker because as biker passes. So I'm guessing the pass is probably not going to be strictly legal because of these two solid yellow lines. And it's going to infuriate this guy towing this boat, and he's going to try to block the lane because somehow he thinks he's the righteous arbiter of the traffic laws. And well, yes, um, it's a shitty thing for the motorcyclist to do. That didn't look like he was trying to hit the motorcyclist. It just looks like once is one thing, twice is another, and then he speeds up to try to open the gap. Yeah, this truck is doing it on purpose. But then again, the motorcyclist should not be trying to pass in corners or in blind corners because of that exactly with the oncoming traffic that you can't see around these hairpin turns. Um, so what they're both doing is equally crappy to each other. But it is all right, alright, I was not intending to do this one just at all, but it looks like it might be interesting. But I'm going to take a quick break because my throat is kind of sore and I'm kind of thirsty, so I'll be back in a second after I get a drink. Alright, alright, alright. I am back. Alright, let's start with the video that I was going to do. And it would be... no, not that one. Let's do another MotoStars. 10 minutes of crazy or insane and scary motorcycle moments. Alright. Yeah. Intro. Alright. Dirt bike on the road. Wrong side of the road, maybe? Nope, not wrong side of the road. Wrong country. No gear. Just a plain old sweatshirt, gloves, Vans, and a helmet. It looks like they might have hit gravel, but that would have been really weird for a dirt bike to hit. Oh, no, he got rear-ended by a street bike. Okay, so he got rear-ended. Drive safe. Really, dude? Alright, we're at night, in the wet. Alright. So at night, in the wet, I would have slowed down. Maybe, depending on how fast or slow he was going. I can't really tell how fast this person was going. Looks like he just kind of went down because it was wet. Oh, he wasn't aware where he was in the road, and he kind of just went off. I thought he slid off the road. That's kind of what it looked like to me. He just slid. All right, yeah. See right there? This is the right idea. Caution, car. Especially with it being green lights, and green lights are usually paired. Opposite sides go at the same time. Usually the turn lanes are either red or they're yellow. Turn lanes do not usually have a green, while the straight lines have a green. So this should be like a blinking yellow maybe at best. And it doesn't look like they paid any attention, but it looks like gloves, no helmet. Might be kind of cold. This looks like a fleece. Could be armored. But no helmet, but he's got a cool mask. Whoa, jeez. And he high-sided. Okay, so... Alright. So the difference between low side and high side. Low side is where you fall off the bike on the side that's closest to the pavement. A high side is where you go off the opposite side that's farthest from the pavement, or the side that's up from the pavement, like in this case. So the way this guy ended up like doing like a cool little drift, I mean, it was pretty cool to watch. But so a low side was where he would have ended up sliding on the road with the bike, but instead he gets thrown in a thiswardly direction. All right. Yeah, see, that's a high side because he ended up going off the opposite end. And no improper shoes, improper pants. Just the only thing he had was gloves, and I'm not even sure that those are proper gloves. And the way that I question that not only the legitimacy of this guy's riding ability, but also the legality of it. Frankly. All right. At 109. I'm guessing that's kilometers. All right, let's see what happens, and we'll break it down afterwards. Back roads. Yeah, this is more British. And yeah. Okay. So, going way too fast for the turn. Ends up not being able to complete the turn because there was no... It didn't even look like he even tried to turn. He just kind of went off into the ditch. Which really, when the car is on its way, and you're already committed... So like here, it doesn't look like he can correct. So the only thing he can do is hope that this person sees him, and he's able to make it all the way far enough to squeeze on the outside of this car. Otherwise, this person is screwed, and in a big way. And luckily, the SUV was paying attention, because he would have ended up a hood ornament otherwise. Alright, looks like we're back on the west coast. Alright, so all of this potential for hazards. Everything is a hazard. Intersection, parking lot, intersections, cars parked on the side of the road, possible cars not paying attention, trying Sorry, my microphone, my headset died again. I really should just stream with this thing on all the time, and I thought I had it fully charged. Anyway, as I was saying, everything here is a hazard. So who knows where danger could be coming from. Alright. So we got cop symbol, so there's probably a cop coming up somewhere. Or they're trying to hide the fact that they're speeding like a hooligan. Oh, there's the culprit right there, Prius. It's automatically a Prius's fault if there's no bicycle in sight. That's just the law. Prius is always at fault when a bicycle is not in the vicinity. Alright, so we got a guy that pulled out of this intersection, or a person that pulled out of this intersection without paying attention. The motorcyclist obviously speeding, trying to avoid and swerve, which good, but there again, another Prius. No, so he's trying to swerve in the same direction that this SUV is trying to go, because this SUV is probably trying to go over here, but they're just as bad a driver. If anything, the motorcyclist should have swerved to the right, closer to the curb, and he could have avoided this horrible, disgusting Prius and whatever possible issues are going to result of trying to swerve in the direction of the vehicle you're trying to avoid. Alright, caption here. The day after buying my practically brand new CBR 1K, I went on a quick ride to start feeling the bike out. Which honestly, good. The problem is where you're doing it. You don't go on a feel the bike out kind of ride on a crowded intersection. If anything, you do it on a non-busy road, or better yet, a parking lot. And you don't try to put it through its paces until you're at, said empty parking lot or empty road. The only people, though, that would have empty roads are people that live in rural areas or the farm country, which is kind of where I live, honestly. Alright. Oh, so the filmer wasn't even the one riding the bike. Okay, crazy. Alright, so here comes the motorcyclist. Here's the hazard. Wait, is this the same? Oh, this is the same video. This is still the same video. It's just from the view of traffic. Pause. Dude, they're lucky they made it out of there relatively unscathed. Honestly. But, I would kind of put that another one that's just as much the fault of the car involved as the motorcyclist, because you don't cover up your speedometer if you're not speeding. To be honest. So they're both at fault, and I would say equally 50-50. The motorcyclist for speeding and the SUV for not paying attention. On the shoulder. Oh, he looped it. Gave it too much oomph. And you're in Texas. I'm guessing based on that sign. But yeah, he gave it too much oomph. Alright. Going around a corner here. I mean, obviously, oncoming traffic, unless the person's just on the wrong side of the road, is not really possible because there's a giant barricade. This truck in the rearview mirror could come up and cause an issue. We are clearly speeding because this person has their speedometer blocked off. And we've got traffic in front. Oh, and we got a tar snake, or a crack in the road. I mean, yeah, those can cause problems. They always make me feel uneasy sometimes. But to call them out is a bit much, dude. I don't know that you can blame that on tar snakes. You deliberately ended, I wouldn't say deliberately, but you like aimed for the wall here. You ended up on the shoulder on purpose. And unless the, yeah, this is a skill issue. This is a skill issue. Unless those cracks and bumps are enormous, this is your own fault for not being able to control your ride. I don't see an issue here. Like personally, I mean, this is what parking lots are for, you know, practicing. So, I mean, at least he did it in a semi-controlled area. Looks like he had a crash cage, so his bike is probably fine. So, no issues. We're on a track, but I do kind of want to see how bad this crash is. Oh! Dang! That was a pretty hefty one. Alright, we all know how we all know what to do about night riding. Don't ride too fast. Alright, didn't look like he was riding too fast here, but I want to see too much lean, maybe? Kind of hard to tell at night, but I don't think I think he might have leaned a little too far. I mean, it could have been new tires, and it just, you know, the new tires got the slippery stuff on them still. Oh yeah, dude, you cracked your oil pan for sure. Almost got deleted by a semi. Alright, so I'm guessing... Alright, yeah, let's check it out. Wait, does a semi come up from behind? That would be crazy. I mean, you got this jerk in a Jeep that's literally in the crosswalk, but that's neither here nor there for this video. Alright, so red light. Red light for a while. Green light. Hello. Why, hello there. That... Oof, that would scare me for sure. Jeez. Alright, in that situation, I know I say don't engage and don't follow and all that other stuff, but this person is clearly disregarding the laws. And with the rash of people driving semis that shouldn't even have driver's license, let alone CDLs, you might follow them, get the phone number of the company they work for, and call them and report them for almost causing a massive crash. Alright, parking lot. Oh, yep. I don't know that I would necessarily blame this car. I mean, it's a small it's a pretty compact parking lot road, it looks like, and you got this way overgrown tree. So I would probably personally blame the building owner for not maintaining their parking lot. Because I would argue that there is no way that this SUV even would have been capable of seeing the motorcycle, even if they had been looking. That's not to say that they weren't. I'm just saying it's likely they didn't see them because of the giant tree in the way. Yeah, see? All good. Alright. Oh, yeah, he caught... Alright, let's see where he caught on the traffic, or on the track. Oh. Okay, yeah. Back end swung out on him. I've had that happen a couple times on my cruiser, actually. I hit the, start to lean over, and then either something catches or you mistakenly hit the brake when you're just trying to reposition your foot, when you're scraping hard parts, um, and you accidentally catch the brake, would cause the rear tire to swing out. Oh, I really hope we don't run. This guy doesn't run this other guy over. Oh, he goes end over end. So that's possible hip fractures. And you can kind of see he's grabbing his inner thigh there. So he probably did sprain something at a minimum here. All right. I'm going to guess the problem is going to come from over here. Oh no, we got impatient people behind you. And literally signs that say slow down and frickin' Yaris. Or Prius. It's essentially the same car as far as I'm concerned. Do not engage unless you're both going to Tesco on purpose, like independent of each other. There is no reason to engage. This person's acting like it's the biker's fault when it's clearly freaking fat Mr. Clean. All right, I kind of want to hear what he has to say.
Hey, you in a minute, yeah. What was that? What's your problem? I don't have a problem. What's your? In a minute, yeah. What's all this for? I just did that. Why you? Yeah, right. Yeah, they'll go to the police and see you're driving, mate.
Yeah, they're blaming the victim.
Yeah. And see you're driving. No, actually, you're driving.
I was driving like a...
Oh,
no,
British
I wasn't.
Karen.
I was going with a speed limit.
You stupid
Driving
bloody
a
fool.
car.
Yeah.
You were in the wrong lane now.
I wasn't.
Yes, car drivers, especially small car drivers, always want to blame the motorcyclist like it's somehow the motorcyclist appeared out of nowhere to just inconvenience the car driver. No, we were there first. You were just ignorant and not paying attention because you're a complete and total empty-headed jackass. Whew, sorry. Still riding the anger from my incident that I had earlier that I'd already told you guys about. This is California, so automatically assume that everybody's literally trying to kill you with their car at all times. I didn't really see anything there. A little short person trying to get on a giant bike and he dropped it. Oh man. Okay, so there's a right way if you're short to mount a tall bike, and that is to put your foot on the peg on the kickstand side and throw your other leg over the other side, over the side of the bike. Don't just try to hop over it. Alright. This one says, I was riding at the bottom of Troopers Lane in Carrick. I'm assuming that's somewhere in England. I had the green light when a white van driver just missed me. Alright, so somewhere up here through this intersection, as this rider goes through, a white van is going to go through and just be a complete and total jackwagon about it. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay, first off, I would like to point out that this motorcyclist, as far as we could tell, made no effort to turn their head to try to see if there was any traffic oncoming. They just straight went for it. And yes, while I agree they had a green light, they still should have looked to see if there was oncoming traffic. Because as we saw earlier with that giant semi, people don't always pay attention to the traffic lights. And as a motorcyclist, you kind of have to take control and be responsible for your own safety because nobody else is going to pay attention at all to anything around them. Alright. Second eye has messages, so bear with me just 1 second. Do. Alright. Unrelated to motorcycles, you'd think with as much stuff as I post on X, you'd think I'd be some kind of drama poster, and I'm really not, as far as my content. I try to keep that separate, because motorcycles is what I enjoy, motorcycles is what I try to do. I was just having some messages from people asking me if I was going to do anything related to any online nonsense, and I really am not into that kind of thing personally. Even though I will comment on it on X, but I will not include it necessarily in my content. Alright, here we go, next video. What do we got? What's the issue here? Alright, so we can already see that this car is already starting to try to make a lane change. It looks like also the motorcycle is also going to try and split the lanes. And I think there's going to be some kind of a clash. Yeah. I kind of figured that, but at least it was a non-issue, really, realistically. Oh. Person's parked on the side of the road and they can't see anything because they're facing the wrong direction from the vehicle that's blocking, and so they can't see anything, so they're going to pull and we're going to ride, and the only thing you can do is either stop or swerve, but the only thing you can really swerve into is the curb, so you either end up on this grassy patch or you stop. Oh, that was close. That's better than what I thought was going to happen, for sure. Why are the roads... I wish somebody could explain to me why the roads in Europe are so tight like this. Like, you barely have enough space for 2 cars, let alone cars that are parked on the side of the road and cars going in opposing directions. Why? Alright. Dirt stuff, don't really care. He's obviously going to hit mud and go down. Alright, full tuck on the highway, right next to a car, and they're not paying attention. There really wasn't anything to that clip, really. Alright, somebody's going to end up either going off the mountain or into the side of it. Oh, a horse. Unexpected. And welcome. A welcome, unexpected surprise. I was expecting motorcycle crash of a most vicious nature and was surprised with a wild horse. Whoa, that dude was... Those guys are flying. That is dangerous, don't do that. Got that guy that can't park his vehicle properly. Typical BMW driver. Alright, this guy not paying attention to the roundabout. Really a non-issue, realistically. This guy coming over, not paying attention. Finally realizes and moves back over, another non-issue. Alright. That was it for that one. Let's do this one by Swag Lab. I'm going to guess this is either... This is probably Florida or California. I'm going to guess Florida, given all the white sand in the middle of the road here. Man, this would be a hell of a ride too. Why does... Okay, what the... Alright, let's start over, because that was crazy. It looked like multiple cars like trying to squish this guy. Alright, so you had this motorcycle that was sharing the lane, you know, and that's whatever. That's perfectly fine as long as you let the car or the motorcyclist in front of you know that you're coming up behind them. So that's really a non-issue, like I said. The next issue is that guy. For whatever reason, he's got a touch of rage for this motorcyclist who, as far as I can tell, whose only issue is that he's riding without all the proper gear. And then deliberately does that. What the... Okay, I'm mad. I've never had anybody deliberately try to run me off the road like that. That actually made me mad, personally. That's attempted murder, as far as I'm concerned. Because that car deliberately tried to kill that man. Alright. Backwoods. Sharp turn. Somebody's going to end up in the side of the mountain or off to the side of it. Was not wearing proper gear because he lost his shoes. And since his pants don't have holes in them, I'm going to guess the pants are at least somewhat safe. But that bike is... Oh, bike is right there. I thought it went off the side of the mountain. Alright. I don't know what the rule is on splitting or filtering, but that guy is clearly not happy. Okay. I know this picture is blurry as all heck, but the guy driving that car, if it was a fancier car, I would have swore that this was guy from Top Gear, Jeremy Clarkson. If this was a fancy car, I would have swore that this was Jeremy Clarkson. But like I said, this photo looks like it, or this particular stopping point makes it look like this camera's picture was taken with a potato. Sorry, it's Friday and my brain doesn't work so good. What's his deal? It's not like he's taking up any lane space. I got the country right though. England. Ugh. Alright. So, too fast for the turn. He's going to hit that car. For sure. She's going to hit that car. She was target fixated at a minimum. Alright. Yeah. And they're going to blame the motorcycle rider, and they're going to drive like a complete and total jackass to try to prove a point, which is, the point is they don't know how to drive. Yes, have words, because that always solves problems. Oh, here comes the sob story. Oh, there's no way I would let that person that nearly hit me with a car, there's no way I'm letting them put hands on me in any fashion. At all, especially after they tried to kill me. There is no way that that is happening. I don't want to hear his excuses and his sob stories. Don't touch me, dude. But I mean, good on the other car driver for pulling over and being a witness, though. You don't get that too often, where other motorists that aren't motorcyclists that are willing to help a motorcyclist in a situation. So I will give props to that other guy. for sure. Alright, we're going to have another instance of people being nice, or no, complete jackassery. And he's going to run this guy off the road. I thought it was going to be a case of let the crippled man across the street, but no. That is not the case. And the car that ran him off is just going to take off. Riding at night, cops. Yeah, alright, we're not doing this. I'm not going to put a video where it says run from the cops on there. We're not doing running from the cops crap here. Alright, dude got rear-ended. Damn, borderline sandwiched. Jeez. Oh no, he lost the bolt. Excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. I had a coughing fit. Alright. Alright. So, I've had stuff fall off of my bike before. I've lost a bolt for my rear brake. And that actually happened not too long ago. I told you all the story about that. And I lost all braking power to my rear wheel. I can laugh about it, about this particular situation, because I'm not in the situation. But if I was riding and the main way that a motorcycle stops, which is the front brake, by the way, and is actuated by this lever, by the way, falls off, the only thing you can do is put the bike in neutral and like kind of apply and release and apply and release the rear brake, and eventually you will stop. This scares me more than anything. I can laugh about it because, like I said, I'm not in this situation. But this is truly a situation I would never want to be in. This right here actually scares the crap out of me, personally. And I mean, at least she's fully geared up as far as I can tell. Props to the backpack maker, though. But this lever situation honestly scares me. This looks to be like she's in either Arizona or Nevada. Alright, let's get into it. Yeah, that horrifies me to no end. At night, we all know how it is at night. Nobody pays attention to the one headlighted motorcycle, but they all see the one headlighted car. Don't drive too fast. They got the brights on too, so there's no reason why that this Land Rover didn't see this motorcycle. Dirt road, don't care. Oh wait, maybe we do. This looks like it might be interesting. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. At least it didn't fully go in the ditch. The only place that I have seen ditches like this was in Japan. But I don't know that this was Japan. I'm just assuming it is because it's the only place that I know of that has gutters like this on the road. And also I've never seen anybody with B antenna on their helmet. This person literally threw a water bottle at a motorcycle rider. Like it isn't already hard enough, you know, trying to keep things going as it is. Hello? Okay. Yeah, why would you bother throwing this bottle at somebody? I didn't realize that my internet had lagged up a bit. But yeah, it's already an issue trying to keep track of all the traffic. But now you're doing this as well. Throwing trash. Why? For what reason? It's a full Gatorade. It wasn't an empty bottle, it was a full freaking Gatorade. That's assault. And that's assault and battery. Oh, it's Arizona. It is clearly that. Oh yes, here we go. Cops. Yes, finally. All right, I want to hear this.
This we learned from.
There was no right for you to throw something on me on the freeway, bro. You could have made me pull over. Hey, pull over. I'm gonna call the cops on you, bro.
I hope that the driver can realize his mistake and learn from his mistake after being fined $200.
A $200 fine? That's it? That's lame. Get him for assault, because he clearly attacked him. Alright. We all know how I feel about dirt stuff. We don't care. Cool wreck, bro. That guy got rear-ended. Alright. So, since we have a rear-ended motorcycle, being the one that's doing the videotaping, I mean, the only thing you can do is be a decent person and pull off and make sure they're okay. So, unless I had something super pressing, like I was already running late for work at a minimum, being, you know, that being the bar for what I wouldn't pull over for, because you don't want to get fired. But it also depends on your job. But I would at least make sure this person's okay in some form or fashion, whether that's pulling over or at least stopping here at the intersection and shouting at the person. But you want to make sure that at least this person that got rear-ended by this car is okay, because you can't leave I would never leave a fellow motorcyclist stranded on the side of the road without at least making sure that they're okay and that they have at least a tow truck coming. That is a weight. The rear wheel of that motorcycle. He even had a high-vis jacket on, or high-vis vest. Like there, and he's got literally the highlighter yellow accents on this bike. There's no way that you can't see this guy. I saw that my internet kind of fumbled a bit. But yeah, high-vis vest, highlighter yellow wheels. There's no way this guy didn't see this bike. That's an interesting lifted car. I've never seen anything like it. And clearly by the fact that they're singled out. Oh, I thought they were going to do something stupid. I didn't realize something wild and crazy was going to happen. He just straight up lost a wheel. Alright. So we got and in Japan. I've never been on the public roads in Japan. I've only ever been on the trains and walked. So I've never seen the highways. They got a car not paying attention at night. Pretty standard. Got a taxi not really paying attention is over the line. And you got this complete and total jackass jumping out in the middle of traffic. Stupid jackass. Ooh, Beijing, China. Because they know how to drive there. Not from what I heard. Okay, what is this? This guy's literally going in between traffic as it's moving forward, hoping that nobody... No sympathy for scooter guy. Literally none. Scooter guy's fault, and I would have no problem blaming him until the end of time. I mean, probably kind of cute, maybe, but the helmet's covering her face, and she has to have somebody else lift the bike. I mean, the bike is well painted. I like the color scheme on the bike. I'm not a big fan of pink, but as a secondary color, it's not so bad. What caused her to fall over, though? Did she just like... Oh, I think she might have been trying to go under the arm of the toll bar. And when she found out she couldn't make it, she just fell over. Alright. Moving on. Yeah, that person was looking at that ditch. That is a nice ditch. And you ended up in it because you were staring at it. Two dogs fighting. Why would you censor that? And because the cops are nosy in Europe, or in England, they're just probably going to beat both dogs and both dog owners to death for letting their dogs have a fight. Because they're ineffective. That was a cute look. That gray and white doggy was kind of cute. Alright, what do we got here? All kinds of nonsense. Car on the side of the road. Car in the slow lane. Motorcycle up in front of us. So what do we got here? We got motorcyclist stopped in the road. Car, for whatever reason, looks like they're trying to hit this motorcyclist. Or at a minimum, cut the guy that's filming off. Which, why in all cases? Dude, that's pretty spectacular. Oh no, that's gonna cause a problem. Yeah, let's pull over like right now before that gets mixed into your chain. Never mind. I thought for sure that plastic bag was gonna get caught in the chain. It was gonna cause problems. Lucky her. He stopped the bike and fell over. That's happened to me almost happened to me in a parking lot. I stopped and almost forgot to put down my kickstand and nearly dropped the bike on the side of the road. Ooh, target fixation. Trying to turn, but was staring in the opposite direction they were trying to turn. That was a pretty gnarly climb up, though. Alright, dude. You're causing problems on purpose. This motorcycle is causing problems on purpose. He's going slow when he doesn't need to be. We don't have the whole video, obviously, but from what we can tell, yeah, the motorcycle is causing the problems by going way too slow. Could be that the truck was tailgating, and he slowed down to try to prove a point. Can't really say. Ooh, jeez. Alright. Given the kind of truck that this is, these guys should be to the outside. This guy should be to the inside. It looks like these guys are end up cutting in, and this guy is going to end up swinging wide. And that is more or less what happens. But not enough, so I think the motorcycle is more to blame. And this says he's still safe, but it is clearly a she. unless she hits a dude or a dude hits her. Went way to the outside, hit an oily patch, and went down. And it's she, not he. She went down hard because, dang. Dude trying to show off and he ends up nearly dropping his motorcycle. A lot of women in this particular video. I was not expecting that. You don't see a whole lot of women on motorcycles in general, so I mean it's kind of nice to see that it isn't just a complete and total sausage fest. Motorcycles in general, I mean. No idea where this would be country-wise. There's clearly not real tattoos. That's clearly like a cloth sleeve. Dude, you're on a Vespa. How did you do that on a Vespa? She is not paying attention. Nor does she care. And she's going to keep going because she feels she has the right of way because she's in a car. And no, lady, your lane ended. You refused to make the proper lane change. Yes, wave down the cop. Yes. Get her. The most karma of cops. I love it. That's awesome. And she won't be able to say, bring your supervisor, because on the side of that cop car, it clearly said supervisor. See, right there. In fact, it's the #1 supervisor, so he is the tippiest of the tops. But it's Windsor, Canada, so nothing gonna happen. Except she'll probably be banned from drinking Molson and no eating poutine for a week. Oh, that was close. Semi is 100% at fault. For sure. Yeah, that's a hell of a wreck. Oh, did they try to push it out of the way and it just went down the mountain? Like, I didn't see anybody pushing. But at least it's off the road. For whatever that's worth. I mean, this is the right thing to do, but now all these like 2- and 3-wheeled vehicles got to be careful of that oily patch. See somebody trying to cut and be a jackass by going down the wrong side of the road. It's always nice when everybody comes together to try to organize and set things right, get everybody going at the proper... Ooh. What do we got here? Pulling off. Okay, so that's interesting. So this bike, I don't know what bike it is. It has both of its blinker lights over here. I would have thought, you know, one would have been over here and the other one would have been somewhere over here. So I thought, I saw this and I was like, that's crazy that the blinker light is on the right-hand side of the bike, but it's for a left-hand light. I was confused for a solid second or two. That was pretty crazy. All right, let's hear what the cop has to say.
You ready to show no insurance? Yeah, it's just showing us uninsured. That's why you can see them.
12 months insurance. So right now I'm thinking what's going on, and I'm starting to doubt myself. He also advised me to get a high-vis vest because obviously wearing all black is less visible.
Well, yeah, but a high-vis vest isn't going to help you in the slightest. I mean, we already saw that earlier. High-vis vest, and dude still got smashed into in the middle of the day. So a high-vis vest at night, not necessarily going to help you. Now, lights in the motorcycle itself will bring more attention than a high-vis vest. It'll make your motorcycle look a little more stupid, but you'll be a whole lot more safer. Excuse me. Alright, what do we got here? Back road, cracks on the road, and that's probably what set him off. Honestly. It was probably a giant crack in the road. Yeah, give yourself a second, dude, to recover before you try to lift that bike. Your nerves are shot. Ooh. Why would you put your... Okay, I thought he put his foot down. I was like, why would you put your foot down? That's just asking to break your own leg. That was a heck of a stop, though. What is going on here? What happened? It just went blurry. Oh, he wasn't paying attention and he hit the curb because he was too distracted by the shiny lights. That's what happened. He was distracted by the shiny lights, hit the curb, and fell off. She, not he. Sorry. Okay, why is she riding a motorcycle in a skirt? That's just all kinds of stupid. What? Okay. Okay, so we're splitting, and that Kia deliberately. They did that deliberately. I would call the cops immediately. Alright, I don't care about off-road stuff. Alright. This next thing kind of looked like a cop is... What's going on?
So you guys, just to check, you guys do that, or?
I didn't see it. Go for it, you did.
Bye anyways, dude.
Highway road, passing in the right turn only lane.
So you guys, just to check, you guys do that, or?
I didn't see it. Go for it, you did.
Okay, so that was a nothing thing. That was target fixation. Oh my, that's amazing. You know, if I didn't know any better, I would say they did that on purpose. But that was pretty wild. And that's target fixation. It went back for their... Oh, their phone is jacked up. Why would the passenger have the phone out? I'm assuming it's the passenger. Or that I'm assuming she had her phone out and that she didn't just like fall off and she wasn't riding her own bike. I'm just assuming she was a passenger. Alright, let's see what we got here. Not really seeing anything. We'll go up on the side. Oh, okay, so that guy was trying to bully the motorcyclist. I don't know why everybody feels like they have to interact. If it's really a problem and something happened, call the cops. Do not engage. Otherwise you can end up with looking at, Fat Frodo here. who's going to try to bully you even further. And of course it's California. They probably don't have insurance on that car, and it's probably not even registered, or the registration's probably not legal either. Oh yes. Record the victim. Prove you're guilty. You know you can't drive with your phone out, right? What the heck is going on here? What the heck was that? The roads in England are way too narrow, dude. It's about the only thing I can get from that. Alright. So we got a car that made a lane change, cut off the motorcyclist, and they're going to do it again, or attempt to do it again. The only thing you can do is drive away as quickly as possible. Avoid them. And of course, in a completely empty road, I hate these. You end up with the one guy who's going to drive the wrong side of the road. Oh, I don't want to hear excuses as some jackass. I really don't. More off-road stuff, don't care, and they're gonna bully? I don't know. Help? I don't care about off-road stuff. Oh, and off he goes. That'll happen to everybody at least once. They'll forget to put down the kickstand. Alright, dirt bike on the road. I see no turn signals, I see no headlight. So who knows if that guy's even supposed to be there. Oh, but he's doing the decent thing and covering her gap. It's just a bicyclist. Move on. Move on, it's just a bicycle. Literally, it's self-inflicted. Can you tell I don't like bicyclists or Priuses? A dirt bike in the snow. Oh, a dirt bike in the snow is just a bad idea in general. Yeah, that's this guy's fault. Whatever happens is this guy's fault. 100%. Good on him for stopping in time, though. Truck is trying to murder a motorcyclist. Do not engage. Get away from as fast as you can, or slow down to the point where they get so far away from you that it's irrelevant. But do not engage, because they will literally only kill you with their literal size. Short person issue. Alright, you got 3 dudes, and you're going to make her pick up that 800-pound bike. Alright, another gas cap thing. Damn decent of you, dude. Alright, so this picks up in the middle of the aftermath. I don't like being in the middle. Alright, so in this situation, swerve around, slow down, swerve around, and it'll be a non-issue. Why would you circle back and engage? I mean, it's Karen driving. I mean, you can't expect anything proper.
Hi, officers. How are you?
Good, good.
I stopped because we ran your license plate, your inspection was inspected. And,
I have my insurance card on my phone. My registration's under the seat. Okay. Yeah, good. I was actually taking just a detour because I have a YouTube channel. Yeah, you want me to bring out the insurance? All right, thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
What? So it was nothing? They literally just wanted to harass the dude? Like, the hell? Oh, wow. That's cool. Not really motorcycle related, but it is interesting. Alright, yeah, you gotta be careful of people that think that just because they're turning right, they don't have to pay attention to street lights. Case in point, do not get engaged, do not engage, do not slow down, because now you're just being a jerk. And yeah, flashing your nonsense out of your wallet, that means literally nothing, dude. Is literally your fault. The old man's to blame. 100%. It's the old man's fault. Why is it always the motorcyclists that are pulling the actual crap out of the middle of the road and nobody else? Ugh. Motorcycle was going too fast. Dude. Oh, right in front of a cop. Oh. Wet t-shirt contest? That's a lot of wet. There is no way I would be riding in this amount of water. Okay, that was deliberate. This person literally is trying to kill the motorcyclist. Because nobody just opens their door like that on accident, especially the back passenger. It was 100% deliberate. Okay, that shouldn't even be on the road. That's illegal. Those are illegal. I'm pretty sure. Those are those Coleman scooters that you can get at any sporting goods store. But I am curious to hear what the cop has to say, so we're going to start it over and we're going to listen to it.
Howdy. How's it going? Pretty good. You got a license?
The guy was surprised when the police pulled him over on his Coleman. Did he speed, or did the police just want to check his license? Let's find out.
The wires won't reach. No, I mean, it does. The piece don't work. I mean, I live just right down the road. Do I just like walk? Where do you live? So do you want me to just walk it?
How old are you?
16.
Do you have any idea at all? All the way down to,
I mean,
Loomis.
I can ride it.
Huh?
I said I can ride it like on the sidewalk.
Do you live with your parents?
Yeah.
He's 16. Where the hell is
But I'm not 100%. I can just call.
kind
If
of
I get a thumbnail,
What's that?
thumbnail, it's like
What do you want it to be?
of you like arresting me.
You arresting you? I won't do that.
Like not
Because
arresting.
my video's recording also.
he was trying. I mean, the cops seem pretty cool, other than the stupid questions. The stones on that kid for asking the cop to help him with a thumbnail. That's pretty freaking funny. Alright, yep. It's always... Oh, I'm curious as to how... Alright, I want to watch how that happened. So we're going to watch this nothing video. She forgot to put the kickstand down and got off on the wrong side of the bike. I bet that dude is mad. There's another car not paying attention. I, as the motorcyclist, would have slowed down to let the car over and moved into the lane that they just exited. or gotten onto the shoulder and just sped up. Do not imitate, which means he's running from the cops. We're not about that. Alright, so these tight roads in intersections, I don't think that this SUV could actually see the motorcycle coming, but given that everything is so slow, I guarantee you they at least heard it to some degree. I don't fully blame the SUV for this. Alright, if you're going to ride a street bike on grass, whatever happens is your own fault. I think this was done intentionally and it wasn't on accident. Alright. Alright, I kind of want to hear this.
三环进，你去往上攻。你去往上攻。哦，武汉市内三环进摩。
I don't even know what all that was. Without any, I mean, they show her like putting something in her pocket or pulling something out of her pocket, but I don't know what that was even about. I'm confused. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Why does nobody ever want to be in the proper lane for what they're trying to do? Jeez. He went over the handlebars. Well, he's not safe, but I mean, he's alive and relatively uninjured maybe, but he is definitely not safe. Oh, hey man, you can't park your watercraft in the middle of the road. Dude, there's nothing you can do to stop it, really. Oh, he stopped it, but he sacrificed his bike to do it. There's no way I would sacrifice my bike for somebody else's water toy. Alright. Excellent. Alright. I'm going to take another break. This time I'm going to go to the bathroom and get another drink, and then we'll come back with games. So look forward to that. I'll be back in a minute, folks. I'm just getting the game situated here. There we go. Alright. We're gonna play Outer Worlds today. Let me just change my kick tags real quick. Oops. Let's see, what do we got? 102. Okay. So many weapons. Trying really not hard to not have duplicates of anything. Oh. still wearing that armor? I need to be wearing this armor. Reduce negative reputation for kills when Sam is in party. Interclanker violence, huh? Gets him a bonus. While Sam is in party, you and your companion takes reduced damage from energy weapons. Guess that's the next one. I want to kind of explore kind of this whole thing. stuff on him. Holy smokes. Well, he's certainly half the man he used to be.
toughest of stains. Initiating deep burn removal now.
Whoa, hey, don't point that thing at me.
That was pretty freaking funny.
Hey, out. Get out. You didn't have to shoot me down. Put him in the dirt!
You liquefied a dude. Yes, let me pick up these random syringes. Think this was California. There's random needles everywhere. Alright, let's talk to this dude, see what he has to say.
Tremendous work, friend. Here I was readying a daring maneuver, and you've come and saved me the trouble.
Symptoms detected. Elevated heart rate, dilated pupils, increased sweat production. Subject appears to be terrified.
I'm not terrified, you bucket of bolts. That's victory sweat. Meds, I'm guessing. Pirates love bits, and unlabeled meds are worth a bundle. Supposed to be for the Groundbreaker, but getting shot tends to hinder one's delivery plans. Hey, who are you calling bootleg? I'll have you know, these are 100% genuine stolen drugs. Because the board, in all their herpetological wisdom, will only sell the meds at a huge markup. Groundbreaker knows better than to pay board prices. Not when they've got me running for them. More importantly, they can't afford to.
Alright, let's see what he will do now.
Well, I've got some repairs to do. Thankfully, I'm as skilled a mechanic as I am a violence resolution expert. Then, to the Groundbreaker. Better late than never, I say. Unless you're very late. Then you might consider defaulting and skipping station. Those fees will bankrupt you. I'm going to get to work on this mess. If you wouldn't mind, this delivery is intended for one Wanda Dorset in the Breaker Medbay. She'd be keen to know it's on its way.
Yes, I imagine she would be. Alrighty then. We'll skirt the outside here.
You know you ain't nobody's property, right?
Unit warranty not guaranteed with unregistered ownership.
You ought to throw off the shackles of mechanical slavery, Sam. Fight back against the system.
Beat 'em up, brushheads. They're tough acting on stains. Oh, no!
That had to hurt.
Alrighty.
Anyway, as I was saying, you're not even listening to me, are you? Oh, I've seen one of these before. This here's, Planet Maker Upper? Terraformer, that's the word.
Planet Maker Upper.
Sam cleans it.
Planet Maker Upper.
Scoured with prejudice. Substances resistant to cleaning.
All these freaking primals, man.
Got it. Heads down.
I forgot I gave him that giant freaking. Forgot I gave him that behemoth weapon. I am a habitual oversaver. This robot's freaking hilarious. Yes, bullets and alcohol. Bullets and booze.
Human, you are in violation of Cleanliness Ordinance 8885. Human, you are in violation of Cleanliness Ordinance 8886. Human, you are in violation of Cleanliness Ordinance 8887.
Boss, I don't mean to alarm you, but I think we might be in violation of a cleanliness ordinance.
Then I think you should take a shower. Since he was talking to you and not to me.
Invasive contaminant detected.
I didn't even see him.
Cycle complete.
Alright. There's that guy. Let's see what the old robot has. Not much. That guy didn't have much. He had literally nothing. Ooh. Nothing bad ever happens in a cave.
You will be feeling better soon.
Why do I feel like that's a quest?
Ordered from Caesar's choice. Detecting above average calcium levels. Damaging another worker will result in a wage deduction. Your latest physical exam.
Alert! Dirt!
Whoops.
Alert! Alert is self-evident. Wrong tool for the dirt.
Oof. Alright. I did not intend for any of that to happen. Oh. It's good to know I didn't make it all that far. Farm-friendly worker gear. Alright.
Looks like some sort of habitation.
Good hygiene prevents an early onset of death.
Yes, Mr. Robot. Yes, it does.
Detected.
Let's do our skills up. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. We'll just dump the remaining two here, I suppose. Alright. I hear animal noises and I don't like it. Yeah, that one. What about armor-wise? Let's see what we can get rid of in here. That one. That one. That one. That one. That one. That one and that one. What about this helmet? It's just heavy. We can get rid of that too. Lockpick +5, that could be helpful. Alright, and let's go to our weapons here. What do we got? Two-handed 110. Level 9. Level 10. I didn't want to do that. Alright.
Unexpected. Investigate.
Jackass is incoming! I was just getting started.
Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Alright, and with that comes our lockpicking stuff. Lockpicking +5. Armor 9, armor 7, level 10, level 2. Alright, so we can actually get rid of that one. Alright, we can actually get rid of that one too.
It's all in the list.
How would he know if it's all in the list? He doesn't pick locks. Alrighty. Nothing in that robot. Okay, we can sell that bad boy. I would use that more, but it's so close range, it's not even worth it. Times 8. Alright. I wonder if we swap out the shotgun for that guy. So there's a workbench around here somewhere, probably inside the building. Alrighty. Let us return. There is, in fact, not a workbench inside this building. I've been lied to. It said workbench discovered. And yet I see no fraggin' workbench. I've clearly been lied to. Alright, let's see what the workbench has for sale. Oh! Oh my. These are so much better than what I've got already. So I'm gonna buy them. And the assault rifle here, 82. Nope. Even that one's better than this one. Make sure I'm breaking down the right weapon. Spacer's Choice Assault Rifle, yes. Nice. Mandibular Rearranger. This weapon was created by an unknown and possibly quite deranged scientist. Exactly how it works and why is a mystery, and it's never been duplicated. Yes, please. Let's check out this crazy weapon. Oh, it's a melee weapon.
You ever get sick of taking orders, Sam?
All SAM units have been programmed to obey customer directives.
Ain't your fault you've been programmed by the board. The whole colony's been programmed by the board.
Alex is trying to stir up trouble. Shoot him right in the eyes.
Neutralize and sanitize.
Oh no!
Deposit your entrails into an appropriate waste receptacle.
Oh no! Alright, well, now that we know that weapon is shit. Oh yeah. Giggity giggity. Alright, I think I got them all. Alrighty. Let's see. If there's anything else we can pull from here. It looks like there's one building that I haven't gone in just yet. Nope, I lied. I think I've been in this building. Yes, I do believe that I have been here before. Alright. The interior of my ship. Let's talk to her real quick. See what's up.
Felix keeps asking me to watch some adventure serial with him. It's not my thing, but he's real sweet about it.
If I tell her to move along, she'll, like, leave the crew. And I'm not ready to have her leave the crew just yet. Oh, look at Sam.
Young Millstone, you look pensive.
Something on your mind? I'm a surgeon by training and a pirate by inclination. Not much else to know, Captain. I like long walks on the promenade and the smell of Spacer's Corona. I make a mean zero-G cocktail and I've got a meaner right hook. It's a mix of whatever you've got on hand. Usually zero-G brew with some Spectrum vodka if you're lucky, purple berry shake if you're not. I'll make you one sometime. If you don't enjoy it, I'll make a few more until you do.
I've had a couple of drinking buddies like that, actually.
Well, my blood type is AB positive. I'm a Leo, and I despise Space Hospital. Never mind what anyone else tries to tell you. That about covers it. Oh, come on. That stuff's boring. Look, the thing I've learned about living in close quarters is that you've got to give people room to breathe. I'm all for making a few bits together and having fun doing it, but let's keep a little professional distance.
Fair enough.
Sure do. What gave it away? Gotta advertise your business somehow. I've done all types of work with all kinds of crew. Makes two of us, Captain. No complaint.
Alright, so apparently there is one more person to recruit.
Good to see you, boss. Didn't I tell you? I'm secretly the... That's right. Can't get anything past you, boss. Honestly, before you picked me up, I was living in the back bays. Spent my whole life up there, watching ships roll in and take off. I always wondered when my ship would come. I was what folks on the Groundbreaker call a stowaway. Means I was invisible. Life carried on for everybody else, but not for me. I had to make my own way. Stowaways ain't free. We were just as trapped as anybody else. Imagine spending your whole...
Ooh, he didn't like that.
Hauling boxes was about the only work I could find. Hated every second of it. Could be I was overreacting. A better man might have turned the other cheek. Exercised a little bit of that, what's the word? Restraint? But on the other hand,
I wish I had spent more into the melee. Because then I could have done that one.
oh, I can do civilized.
But
I caught a
guess
real
we're
lucky
just gonna
break.
do
If you hadn't picked me up,
civilize.
yeah. Thanks for listening, but
Alright, Vicar.
I could spend hours reflecting on the secret working. So. Nothing too out of the. That's what my parents called it. I grew up. I was destined.
Alright.
My parents, ironically. I envied. They thought I was fighting the plan.
Let's do this one.
The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction. I have run head... What about you?
Let's see. Let's go with the... Let's
And
be
how
honest.
did he do that? Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you? Oh, I see. You have my condolences.
Let's see.
Yes, I've been meaning to discuss exactly that. Now that we know where, the scholar is, when will we be searching him out?
As soon as we can. Alright, let's see if Sam has anything.
Every
Yeah.
Sam unit comes lean, mean, and ready to clean.
Back to work. Robot. Alright, I'm gonna check these here. And then I'm gonna call it here. For the night. I just need to let's see if we can't.
The resolution issue. Drink.
Okay, let's. Let's see if we can't. Alright, for whatever reason, it won't let me raid into a friend of mine, so I'm just going to end it here, and I will catch you all probably tomorrow. And with that in mind, everybody, y'all be good to each other, and I'll see you tomorrow on Saturday.